Stardom, Sid'em, who should you play and who should stay on the bench? I'm going to let you know how it should go for your fantasy team this week, NFL Week 5. Let's get it started by talking about who you should start. Guys who I'm high on this week. Terrence West is a talented running back for the Baltimore Ravens. He had a good game last week, and I think he'll have an even better game this week going up against the Washington Redskins. Sorry excuse for a run defense. The Ravens are going to win in M&T Bank Stadium, and Terrence West is going to be a big reason why. So if you have West, I highly recommend you start him. Another running back who I really like this week, who is not necessarily flying high on the fantasy radar, is rookie running back Jordan Howard on the Chicago Bears. Howard had an impressive first start in his NFL career last week, and I expect more of the same from him going up against a Lions run defense that really is not that menacing, to say the least. I think Howard is going to have a very good game. This is going to be a close one, but Howard's going to play a big part in the Bears pulling out this W. So if you have Howard, you picked him up off the waivers, I would presume he is a hot option this week. Another running back who I like, I promise I'll get to my receivers, but finishing up here with running backs, Jeremy Hill going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, DeMarcus Lawrence is back. That's an important addition to the Dallas defense. However, one player cannot fix the immense amount of run defense problems the Dallas Cowboys have. Of the three running backs I've mentioned, of course, Jeremy Hill is the most accomplished so far and has had some very nice fantasy outings thus far in the season. Jeremy Hill is going to bounce back this week and have a very strong performance in Texas. So I would definitely play Hill. Randall Cobb, wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers, has not had the season fantasy owners were hoping for. He's been testing their patience thus far, as have the Packers team as a whole. However, Randall Cobb is going up against a bruised and battered New York Giants secondary, so this is a really nice matchup for him. If ever there was a time for Cobb to right the ship and really get things going, it's this week. And I think Randall Cobb is going to get the catches, get the yards, and probably even a score going up against the Giants. So if you have Cobb, look at playing him. Sterling Shepard of the Giants did not do much against the Minnesota Vikings last week. Then again, it's really difficult for anyone to do much of anything against the best defense in the NFL. There are not many rookie wide receivers in fantasy football who should be played. However, Sterling Shepard is one of them. I like him a lot as a flex option this week. Now, on the Sid'em side, who belongs on the bench? Well, I'll start you off with a caveat of a selection. Matt Forte is always, no matter who he's facing, a great PPR matchup because he's an every down back. He catches passes, he gets the yards both running and catching passes. However, in standard scoring formats, I do not like him this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a very strong run defense. I think it's going to be a lot of 2 yards and a cloud of dust kind of runs for him. If he's going to get things going, it's going to be through the air, and I don't really like him that much either. However, he's always been a must-start in the PPR game. So if it's standard, though, sit Forte. Ryan Matthews, he's a running back who's been dealing with injuries his whole career. Yes, he is talented. However, I don't think he's going to get much done this week in Philadelphia because the Eagles are, the coaching staff has them falling out of favor. So I think they're kind of getting tired of Matthews. So avoid him. And if anything, maybe you want to trade him before he gets found out. Golden Tate, he was benched last week. Yes, he is Detroit's technically, I believe, his second receiving option behind Marvin Jones. But Tate, has always had attitude issues throughout his career. Kind of a head case, if you ask me. But when you get benched the previous week, it's hard to imagine them coming back out and having a strong performance this week. So I do not like Golden Tate this week against the Eagles. Kevin White, this is more of a flagging you on a serious injury. He is out for 8 weeks. The Chicago Bears wide receiver is a talented player. However, you might want to look at dropping him at this point because he is out injured. Now, another Sid'em guy, Guy who I do not like this week, although he could have better weeks in the future. Travis Benjamin could really, fill the void left by Keenan Allen's ACL tear on the San Diego Chargers. However, he's going to struggle this week because David Amerson of the Oakland Raiders has had a phenomenal year this far, and he's going to really shut down Benjamin. I do not like Travis Benjamin this week. So with that, I leave you with my stardom situm for NFL fantasy football in Week 5.